What's up guys, this is Cher talking, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I bring you news for Romancing SaGa Universe. We just got the announcement of a new banner called Romancing Fast Vampire Lady that brings a new version of Vampire Lady that's now a rapier user. There is also a premium version of Hana and King Sei, a new character in the game, and he's pretty cool. He can be a farmer but also a boss specialist. We already have all the information on this banner, and I have to say something else. This is a time-traveled banner that comes from the future in a wrong order. Hence why we don't discuss future banners. Sometimes it's just confusing. They release something from the future, then they go back to normal schedule. But are these characters good enough? We'll have to discuss. We already have the information about them. There's also the new event called Choose Spooky Test of Courage. This will allow you to farm a new rapier for Vampire Lady. It's double S, so you have to use a Master Stone in order to make it strong. And promotion scrolls in the S version of Sei. We don't have information about the S version yet. It can be changed for different inheritances. We'll see about that tomorrow. This new event will bring the HP cap for status farming up 10 points. So barely any difference compared to the current event. The current event is very easy to farm. I hope this one will be easy as well. But since it's a time-traveled banner, the event may be a little too hard. This banner was also related to Halloween on JP, hence why you can see Spooky as the title. Besides that, once you clear all the normal stages, you'll be able to do this Shivers Test of Courage training that will start on 31 of March. Now we are on Reddit in a post by Hands43. As always, thank you so much for your amazing job. He made a comparison to the global version in the JP version, and as you can see, Hana was buffed for bigger damage, got a buff to her will because she's a debuffer. Made no sense to have low will, but she still has a low endurance. Her agility is not as high as some other debuffers, and her intelligence is also not as high as it could have been. Well, she has a passive with a chance to debuff intelligence on hit, and it's 1 every 3 hits on average. She also recovers 3 BP when the attack lands, pretty similar to J-Mew, but her focus is intelligence, J-Mew focuses on dexterity. She will also buff SDR when she attacks by 15% and recovers BP by 1. And they changed her to have great block tension so that she decreases damage received by 25%. That's actually very nice because in the past it was kind of not that good. It was just great overtension where she was just doing more damage on overdrive. She's not even a damage dealer, so now she has resistance and won't suffer as much in a hard fight. For skill, we have Amplify of a Blast Blow. This one will allow her to just do damage and heal herself with only 3 BP. That means that she will always have this available. This will also be available for Amplify in all other styles it has, like Sharon, like Sophia, like Paulus. The second skill is 7 BP. It's a full AoE attack with Blunt and Shadow that has a chance to inflict confusion. She was made for the next Remembrance, where you have to apply either confusion or charm in order to stop 2 different enemies to instant kill you. There are still ways to do it without it, but it will be a little hard. At least we have plenty of support for club users, and we may still find a way if you want to skip this banner. The skill number 3 is Meteor Strike, and we will have a chance to debuff STR and Intelligence by 20%, both on a hit, and, well, she even has a chance to debuff Intelligence by passive. It can open with a very good debuff, but after that, she does not have any cheap options. She can inherit from her Platinum style STR debuff, but, well, it seems like she will be debuffing STR, then Intelligence later, and it's how she works. Her damage is not that bad because she self-buffs, but she's not a real damage dealer as some other characters are. Next one is Vampire Lady, and they buffed her. She is a rapier user, so her focus is on dexterity, but they buffed STR so that she can inherit STR skills as well. From her sword styles. Her agility was a little buffed too. Her intelligence is pretty bad. You should not be inheriting anything related to normal debuffs, but you can still inherit charm effects, and she's focused on charm. Well, first of all, she has a 25% chance to enter an evasion stance on a turn that will evade all attacks, and will also buff her dexterity by 15%. On the second passive, when she attacks, she will recover HP and 1 BP to herself and 1 random ally that can even be herself again. This is something that you see on future styles. Nice to be getting this right now, and I hope we get other characters with the same effects. Then the third is High Protect Tension. We all know this is good for boss fights, reduces damage taken by 30% and increases damage output by 20. As you can see, she's not fully offensive. She is more of a support character for Remembrance. Her skill number 1 is a full AoE attack with deep power in pierce damage. Well, use it for Remembrance when you have multiple enemies. The second one is a single target attack that deals pierce and shadow for 7 BP. Well, this is a little strange because 7 BP for beat damage is not high, but then it has two different triggers. 25% chance to trigger plus 2 BP to allies. And also, it seems, I'm not entirely sure, 25% chance to also follow with Bloodsucker. Two different chances, so you can get both one or none. And when she does that, she will recover her own HP by a small effect. That would be around 1000. Her charisma is pretty high. That is good, so in Remembrance, she does not need to be manually healed. Then skill number 3 is an AoE attack with only B damage. Again, pretty low damage. Critical to humans and will charm the target when the attack lands with a medium chance. But medium is pretty high for a character with such a high charm and work in the Remembrance fight just easily, and some challenges that we have in the future. But again, charm is pretty unique, nice by Terry, but we barely ever use charm unless they designed the enemies to be weak to that in order to exploit. Well, another character that is made for Remembrance and will not be useful outside of it. The last one is Kingsay, and they buffed his STR to reach 120% and agility to reach 100. It's the highest STR in the game right now, and beforehand the highest was 117. So that means that from now on, 120 will appear as the biggest value for nukers. Having good STR and agility will help him as a farmer. He has 88% endurance, but this value will decay pretty fast because he has a punishment on the beginning of a turn. He loses endurance and charisma, so that you cannot heal him. He's a skeleton, that makes sense, right? But it also limits him on other content because he will try to nuke, then die. This is his role. Well, he starts the fight with 20 BP to allow him to do some powerful attacks one after another. And he also gets on the beginning of a round a self buff to Morale of 40% damage increase that lasts for 3 turns, and also heat up effect that increases damage by 10%. This is a wave related passive, so usually, well, we have only 3 waves for story, 2 waves usually for events. If there is only one boss, he only gets 10% and that's it. But if you are on an event that has 10 waves, like the Wastelands War or the newest Pandemonium, it will just stack till he reaches 100% from this part alone. Then the second one is increase to damage by 10%, and when being attacked and reaching 0 HP, he will revive once with full HP, just so that he has an extra level of damage. Then Fired Up 7 gives him 40% increase in damage. What he has at the end is 100% damage increase on turn 1. That's like Soji levels, and you can reach 90% more if you go to an event with 10 waves. That's it. Then for skills, we have support that uses 2 LP and 3 BP that buffs Morale up to the party. Well, he already starts with Morale up himself, so it will benefit everyone besides him, but also gives heat up medium to everyone. That is 10% damage increase for the whole fight, but 10% only is not important anyway. Skill number 2 is a single target nuke with triple S damage, slash and shadow, that grants bar down to the target for 3 turns. That will increase damage on overall by 5% or so. It's good that it's shadow now, it was not, and in the future when you get Saruin as a leader for shadow damage squads, he will become stronger. Skill number 3 is a full AoE attack. This time it's only slash, and also grants himself an attack boost of up to 15% damage increase for 3 turns before attacking. This will increase his damage potential by 5% or so on average. It's not that big, but finally we'll be getting characters that will buff before they attack. This is something that will happen a lot in the future designs. Well, it's nice that we start with 20 BP, so you can choose either the single target or the AoE attack to use 2 times in a row. But there's only one thing. We already have Talon in the game for double A powered AoE hits. Well, in his case, it's blunt. And heat, in the case of King Sei, it's only slash. We already have some very powerful AoE attacks that use slash damage, so there's plenty of competition on this regard. And Anya cannot fix King Sei's cycles. He will always just do two big AoE attacks. She can bring him to uh, 29 BP, but he will lack one to be able to use the nuke attack again. We still don't know about his S style, but, well, when comparing him to Talon, he cannot do three times in a row when bringing Anya. King Sei has some interesting things. He's not a mandatory character. He, like all the characters here, are skippable unless you really want to have confusion for remembrance with Hana. You may have some difficulty to clear without it. Vampire Lady is made for remembrance, but older versions of her can also inflict charm. So now, talking about the future, Vampire Lady is the first to bring a new design when you have a chance to trigger an effect in an active skill. We never had this before. And in the future, we'll get something like the first skill from King Sei, sacrifices LP, right? This is how they balance overpowered skills so that you cannot use it too much. In the future, they will make the skill have a limited number of users instead of sacrificing LP. So they didn't change it now. We'll have to wait for future styles to have that. So this banner is not important. It will receive a bronze just because Sei is good for farming and the other characters can help. They are not bad, but they are just replaceable. So in my opinion, this is more for fans of the characters to summon now. And if you are not a fan of the characters, you can safely skip if you want. Well, this is my opinion. What is yours? Please say here in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't. And I want to see you soon with the next one. Bye.